Welcome to our journey through time as we explore the history of one of the most powerful empires the world has ever known, the British Empire. From its humble beginnings to its global dominance and eventual decline, the British Empire left an indelible mark on the world. In the next hour, we'll trace the roots of its power, its struggles, and its enduring legacy. So sit back, relax, and let's uncover the story of the British Empire. The story begins in the late 15th century, when European powers were racing to explore new worlds. While Spain and Portugal took the lead in the Age of Discovery, England, at the time a relatively small kingdom, was preparing to make its own mark. In 1497, John Cabot, an Italian explorer sailing under the English flag, claimed land in North America for England. Though the initial forays were modest, they laid the groundwork for what would later become the British Empire. By the early 17th century, England was actively engaging in trade, and the creation of joint stock companies like the East India Company marked the beginning of Britain's overseas empire building. As English explorers like Sir Francis Drake circumnavigated the globe, England established colonies in the Caribbean and North America, laying the foundations of its empire. The 18th century marked the beginning of the British Empire's rise to global prominence. After a series of naval victories, notably the Battle of Plassey in 1757, the British secured dominance in India. At the same time, their growing naval power allowed them to control vast overseas territories. The British Empire expanded rapidly through a series of wars and treaties. The 7 Years' War from 1756 to 1763 was a key turning point, with Britain emerging victorious over France, gaining territories in North America and India. The British East India Company cemented its rule over much of India, a land that would become the jewel in the crown of the British Empire. The 19th century ushered in a new era for the British Empire, marked by industrialization, technological advancements, and global expansion. The Industrial Revolution transformed Britain into the world's leading economic and military power. Steamships and railroads allowed for faster trade, and Britain's navy, the largest in the world, ensured its dominance on the seas. As the British economy boomed, so did its imperial ambitions. From the Opium Wars in China to the colonization of large parts of Africa during the Scramble for Africa, the British Empire continued to grow. By the end of the century, Britain controlled vast swathes of territory, including India, Australia, much of Africa, and parts of the Pacific. At the dawn of the 20th century, the British Empire reached its zenith, covering nearly a quarter of the world's landmass and home to over 400 million people. With colonies spread across the globe, Britain became a superpower, the empire on which the sun never set. However, this period of unprecedented power was not without its challenges. The two world wars in the early 20th century would reshape the geopolitical landscape and forever change the British Empire. The costs of the wars drained British resources, and independence movements in colonies began to gather momentum. After World War II, the British Empire began its long decline. The war had left Britain economically weakened, and the rise of nationalist movements in colonies signaled the end of the empire. India gained its independence in 1947, followed by a wave of decolonization across Africa, Asia, and the Caribbean. The Suez Crisis of 1956 was a stark reminder of Britain's diminished global influence. Once a global superpower, Britain now had to adapt to a new world order, marking the final chapter in the empire's history. Though the British Empire no longer exists, its legacy is still felt today. The empire influenced global politics, economics, language, and culture in profound ways. English remains the world's most spoken language, and many former colonies continue to play a central role in global affairs. The Commonwealth, a group of former British colonies, remains a testament to the enduring connections forged during the empire's rule. But the British Empire's story is not one of unmitigated success. it was also a tale of exploitation, conflict, and the struggles of colonized peoples seeking freedom. The British Empire's rise and fall is a story of ambition, conflict, and transformation. It's a reminder that history is never static, and empires, no matter how powerful, are subject to change. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your thoughts on the British Empire and its legacy.